Three. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Hanging with Old Lou. Last time we said it was episode 1010, we were full of horseshit. It was episode 109. So today, it's episode 1010. You know what they say, Old Lou? You know how the song goes?
I sure do, goddamn. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 110. Hey, boy, buck 10, goddamn it. Boy, I wish I could wear buck 10 right now with my fat ass, but damn. You know, that just goes to show you that we have a crackpot staff here that can go in, dive deep down, and see where we made mistakes, and we'll apologize. So we'll apologize on that. But, yeah, how the fuck you been way out yonder there, my brother?
I've been living and loving. It's actually been nice here. I mean, it's cold, but it hasn't rained in like a month. Like last time it snowed like maybe 4 or 5 inches, and that was the last thing that we got. And that was like back in October. So I went hunting yesterday, and let me put a bow on that thought. The song goes across 110th Street.
Oh.
I went hunting yesterday. All the marshes and wetlands are bone dry. It was like kind of nuts.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you catch anything? Or I'm sorry, did you hit anything?
I didn't even pull the trigger yesterday. My buddy did. He's a terrible shot, and so if he's listening to this, he missed a Canadian. I was like,
Suck ass, motherfucker.
Him and the damn dog were in this ravine, and I'm coming up over the top of it. So we're kind of walking in parallel, but I'm coming up to the top, and he's down at the bottom.
Right.
And I flush a Canadian snow goose sitting there. And these things are the slowest flyers that you ever want to see. Like, I could have ran up to it probably and caught it before it got 6 feet off the ground. And but it turns towards him. So he's on my right. It banks right in front of him, and he's looking at the ground. And I'm like, goose. It flies right over his head, and then he's like, oh, goose. The thing is like 40, 50 yards away. He pulls his gun up, shoots at it, totally misses it. I'm just like, fuck, man, I should have just shot it.
Hell yeah, you're yelling goose. He's looking at the ground. He's like, yeah, who did play Goose on Top Gun? Oh, yeah. You're like, no, motherfucker, Goose. Motherfucker.
Goose had such a great career because he was in Revenge of the Nerds. He was the star of Revenge of the Nerds.
Was he?
Yeah.
What was that different?
And didn't he play the doctor on, not Grey's Anatomy, but ER?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn fine career, sir, wherever you are. We salute you with some beer. I think that's from South Dakota. I don't know. No,
and
it's from Oregon. Speaking of...
This one's a good coffee. Mm-hmm. Oregon, you say, sir.
Speaking of Oregon, Washington, California, New York, man,
here we go.
I mean, the liquor has taken a little bit of wind out of my sails from the anger. I don't see how the fuck are you guys not arming yourselves and out going to Sacramento and shooting at the State House? What the fuck are you letting those politicians tell you what to do? I don't fucking get it. I'm talking with all my boys back home. I'm terrified. I'm so scared. Of what?
What?
Wear a mask. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's going on? You tell me from boots on the ground, old Lou. What's going on? Everyone was shitting on South Dakota. South Dakota last week was the best in the country, and this week is number 2 next to our neighbor, Iowa.
Oh, look at y'all. Y'all coming around the corner. Isn't that the new thing?
People got sick, and then we just said, okay. And then everybody got it, and we're good.
Look at that. You said, shit, we were around the corner. We're around the corner doing push-ups waiting for y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, they all got some ignorant ways, and people are, I think it goes both ways. Some ignorant motherfuckers are not just wearing a mask. All of a sudden, people get scared.
Are people not wearing masks in California? Like
in our area, yeah. No, in our area, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When we go out to do anything, yeah. Oh yes. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. So and I was surprised because it still looked like nobody was going to work all this time. I'm not saying anybody was being lazy. When I'm saying that, the motherfuckers that, didn't lose that had lost the job to COVID still seemed like they had their job lost to COVID. So
Yeah,
there wasn't the traffic, there wasn't
those
all that.
jobs aren't coming back, man.
I, I, that's what I've been trying to tell some people. I'm like, look, some of these companies, a lot of them are realizing, like, wait, what? We don't have to have a brick and mortar. And not only that, we could cut our workforce in half and have a dumb shit at home, thinking they're actually doing a 9 to 5, but they're doing 145. And
Yep.
I mean, it's just, it's incredible. You know,
Yep. I'm nodding my head along with you that, Jeff Bezos doubled his worth over the time of the pandemic. He gave
right?
his divorced wife, who instantly became the richest woman to ever live, something like $5 billion, and now he's worth something like $12 billion. I mean, we need to go to that motherfucker's house and steal something. Like, we got to at least take the ketchup out of his refrigerator and put it in our
Yeah,
pocket. Come on.
yeah. Somebody order pizza. I'm here to deliver the pizza. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
naga
should have
pizza.
a trillion pizzas delivered to his house.
Yeah, a nicer way of squatting somebody.
Oh
But
my
yeah, well,
god.
shit, that was the old days. What the hell? That shit went out in 62 or some shit. My
I
motherfucking
don't know. We used to do that in the 90s.
hell,
We
really? And
we
they used to like
Yeah,
how many
they'd
people?
be like cash or charge, because back then you'd still, lots of things were cash. Like, it's so
Oh
weird
yeah.
how in our lifetime, how how far we've gone away from cash. Like, how much
Oh,
cash do you have in your pocket right now?
oh, uh, I ain't
None.
got it.
I never carry cash. We have a change jar that's been about a quarter
Oh,
full for about 3 years. You know.
oh shit! I'm one of the people that actually has that change. I got to change that. No penny. It's all shiny, silver looking shit in there. Yeah,
Well,
I'm one of the
now that
motherfuckers.
I don't have to spend quarters on fucking the laundromat, dude, you'd think I'd have
Oh,
more quarters, but I don't.
you don't, because you're just spending them like they're hundreds. Because you're just like, what is this? A quarter? Hey, here, son, have a quarter. What you delivered here? Have a quarter for just walking down the street.
Well, this is part of the thing about COVID that I'm not understanding. Like, money is super dirty, right? Like, cash money is fucking filthy. Coins, like, you see your kid remember you used to put a penny in your mouth because it tastes kind of weird?
Oh,
You see
oh,
your
you
kid do
get that?
that, you're like, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing? Like, why aren't we
exactly.
talking about all these hygienic things that we could do in our society to make us a little healthier, a little safer? Why aren't we talking about, and I'm going to sound like fucking Joe Rogan here, but like, why aren't we talking about people's immune systems and being healthy, exercising, eating the proper diet, getting the nutrients and minerals that you need? These are all things
Oh
that
yeah.
help you defeat COVID and help keep you strong should something else, because something else will come. And that's the
Yep.
thing about, so then we can prepare, right? We can do those things and we can prepare. But then there's the other thing of like, do you think Gavin Newsom is going to give you your freedoms back? No,
Oh,
he ain't. He's going to tell you what to do, where to do it, how to jump, how high to jump, shit in your hand, piss in
er,
the other.
oh, everybody's leaving. Everybody's leaving now. That's all they keep saying. And then he's one of the
Hey
biggest
man, right
hypocrites.
here. I'm right here. Obviously we like to joke around and say
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I bolted." Uh, in my heart, I wanted to leave for sure. When I had
Right.
chosen
Right.
where I lived, where I was going to go, probably this would not have been in my top 10 choices. But
Hey.
honestly, I really love it here. I really like
Right,
it.
no.
Like,
No. Oh, I'm
the
not even saying that. I'm just saying, yeah, you're there because like you're saying, but proverbial door fucking knocked and it was open. God
yeah,
damn it.
yeah.
When
But
it
I
fucking
mean,
opened, the great thing
yeah.
that it was. I mean, that's what you're saying. It's beautiful. You love it here. You feel like an American that you did out here, and
Yeah. I mean, dude, you'll see when you come visit in the summer. You'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, it'll take a second to get used to the landscape because it kind of looks like we're on the moon. But you'll see. You'll see. It's real nice here. But
I bet.
You look at like a state like California or Oregon. What the fuck is going on in Oregon? They have so many fucking COVID cases. It's nuts. I wonder why. Because people are fucking protesting in the streets every fucking night and have been since what? May?
At least. I mean, if they're still doing it, then fuck. That motherfuckers won't work. Motherfuckers not in charge no more because you're fucking now. Fuck. Just go inside. People are fucking listening to you. Shit. Oh God, I know.
But here's the thing about so two things, and I'll let you answer them for me. Two things. So there's now a curfew out for everybody in California. 10 p.m. to what? 8 a.m. or 6 a.m.?
I thought it was 5.
Okay. So are those the only hours that you can get COVID?
It sure the hell ain't.
So here's the other thing. If masks work, then why can't people go out and go about their business?
Hey, I hear you. But then you have to know on the flip side, though, well, is we got to get these motherfuckers to wear masks.
Well, there's a mask mandate in California. There has been since what? When I can't remember, because first they told us don't wear masks, and then they said do wear masks.
Right.
When was the mask mandate? Was that like at the end of March? I can't remember.
I don't even know. I don't think it was a full-on mandate. I think a lot of counties were able to do that themselves.
Well, there's the other thing, right? Is the disjointed, because of our fucking asshole president, the disjointed tackling and the fucking dipshit governors that we've elected, disjointed response to COVID, where Tuolumne County says this thing, San Joaquin County says that thing, and it's like Gavin Newsom goes to the fucking French Laundry and tells you all to go suck a big fat fucking dick.
And then so did fucking London Bridge.
I know. I saw that shit.
I was like, what the fuck is that? The fucking laundry, goddammit. I mean, like, fuck. It's like, what are they doing there? That motherfuckers say, fuck it. I said, don't go out, but I'm gonna go out. It's like, oh, come on.
These motherfuckers are just like the cops who are shooting black people. We're all watching you. We're all watching you. And yet you're still doing it. You're still fucking doing it.
In every way of form, they tell you don't go to restaurants. We see Gavin and London Bridge. They say close down your beauty shop. We got fucking Pelosi walking through the thing. I mean, I'm just sitting there just cracking the fuck up, and I'm like, Democrats, it's your turn. Y'all are up now.
Yeah.
So guess what? You're a bunch of fucking ignorant.
So California started their mask mandate June 18th. Okay. So California's been effectively under quarantine since March, the second week of March.
Oh. Yeah.
And the mask mandate started in June. Okay. So let's just run a hypothetical situation here. If masks work, which science says that they do,
right,
and the closing of schools and beauty salons and all these other things is not working for people, why is California doing it again?
Exactly. Why? And even the elect even said, he said, fucking close your system.
He said what?
I said even the president-elect even said close your. He's like, that's not what he wants to do. I'm like, even he said it. And then you got Gavin Newsom just like, all right, we're gonna shut it down. Like, dude.
This motherfucker is so drunk on power. He's jerking off thinking about fucking you guys over every fucking day.
I mean,
it kills me, dude. Like, so on this show, as you know, we're very liberal people, but we always shit on the Democrats. Why? Because that's our team and we want our team to get better, right? You have to criticize. If you can't criticize in your own house,
right,
Lou?
that's that's one of the biggest things that I even tell fucking Republicans when I'm talking to them. That's one of the problems I see with your fact is you can't critique each other. You can't say this. It's like you just going. I'm like, what? I said I grew up in a Democratic household. They will look right at you and tell you not only do you not know what the fuck you're talking about, but you're doing a shitty job senator. I mean, like, like that's the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a big problem, dude, with places that have super majorities. You know, like so the what? I'm doing a podcast right now. You're not going to Zoom bomb me. Close the door, please. I will answer it after I'm done.
I'm gonna audio goggle you.
This is so we're Jewish here in the Sichak household, and the family has informed me that they like Christmas better than Hanukkah. Please close the door. Yes.
Yeah, that's because you ain't giving out the right good presents, motherfucker. Is.
No, I'm telling you, man, I am dialing my Hanukkah game up this year. We're going to be saying all the chants and prayers, and we're going to be doing it in Yiddish and shit. I'm going hard in the paint.
Yeah.
We're going hard in the paint. Hanukkah starts Thursday. We're going hard in the paint. I got to get my menorah from Target.
We going all out. He said, "Motherfucker, we gonna have to take cupcakes and work all week, goddamn." Yeah, let's go.
But what were we saying? Probably ranting and raving about COVID.
Oh, we were.
I mean, I just don't get it, dude. So fill me in and our listeners in on what's like what's the temperature of people in California as far as like, do they think Gavin Newsom, London Breed, all these various politicians, do they think they're doing a good job? And if they were up for re-election tomorrow, would they vote for them? What's your thoughts there?
They wouldn't get voted for at all. I think that somebody that that gets, as we were saying, drunk with power, which this seems to be, and like if he's like pointing to like Trump's fault at this, it's like, wait a minute, man, you have another fault too, and that's not coming up with your own plan, for the state.
Yep.
There's a lot of miscommunication. Like if you would have, and I would blame that fully, and a lot of people feel that way, and you wouldn't get voted in. He wouldn't. He'd get ousted. I damn near say if shit went up, Pelosi be gone too, goddamn.
Yeah, well, she was up for re-election in November, right?
Oh, that's right. Huh? She won that shit. No problem.
Well, it wasn't until it was after that she got caught doing a blowout, wasn't it, or was it before? Because if it was after, then you all motherfuckers are saps.
No,
there was a really good. That was a really good dude that was running against her. Shahid Buttar was running against her. He's a real cool dude, and you see how Pelosi's run basically unopposed for probably the last 20 years.
Oh,
the Pelosi campaign was so terrified of him that they made up a fucking fake story about him harassing women. And then fed it to the news, and the news just ran with it. Like, this is a person of color. This is a person of color. I think he's Hindu. A perfect person to represent California as far if you're concerned about like racial diversity, and I think we all should be, but I think people should run on the merits of their ideas. But like, this dude embodies everything that San Francisco is. He's not this rich fucking person that lives up in fucking, where does she live? Does she live in Pacific Heights? She's got, man, when you go to California, go drive by her house. Go drive by her house, Dianne Feinstein's house, Barbara Boxer's house. Go fucking drive by their house. It's staggering. It's staggering. How does a woman who's been a politician her whole life become so rich. How does that happen?
We don't know. I mean, come on.
This is a point I brought up, and I apologize, listeners. That's a point I've brought up a bunch of times. As everyone knows, I'm not Nancy Pelosi's biggest fan. You know, she'd have to, like, if we were standing in line at the playground picking teams for pickup ball, she would be my last choice. I'd probably choose Trump over her, if I'm honest.
I'd be a player short. I'd be a player short. She'd be like, Nancy's left. I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't even have her be scorekeeper.
Yeah.
No.
Like, when
I'd have right to go stop.
When do you think? When do you think that politicians will start at least going back to pretending that they care about the people who their policies are frankly killing right
now? Well, I mean, there's a whole lot that happens, you know, with that. I mean, and you know, first and foremost, it's got to be on both sides that they can come together. Nobody wants to work together. Nobody. Everybody.
Well, you know, one good thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Lou, but I'm amped up today. I'm so irritated by all this. But one thing that I see, I was really positive about Biden. There's a lot of shitty things that you can say about Biden. There's a ton of shitty things. Yes. But one of the things that I like is that he's trying to build bridges. He's trying, you know, to build bridges. He's reaching out. You know, he knows Mitch McConnell. He knows these people in the Senate and in the House. He's been there. I fucking hate the fact that we just elected a 78-year-old senile old man who's been in government his whole fucking life. But
he did it again 2 times in a row.
But he is saying a lot of good things, like, hey, we need to work together to get this pandemic. We need to get aid to people. You know, that's the one thing that government does really well is write checks.
Right. They do.
So write us a check. You know, like, don't send it to me. I don't fucking need it. I'm employed. My wife's employed. We go to work. But send it to these poor people who in California who it's illegal for you to leave your house.
All over. Yeah. Whomever that. Yeah. You know, and you know, I keep telling people it's not a stimulus.
It's not. No. I mean, it's a life. It's a life preserver.
Exactly. Just like we said at the beginning of this. It's like, look, motherfuckers, these jobs aren't coming back. You know, I mean, we've said it before. I'm like, you know, just because you like that restaurant, that isn't everybody in fucking, you know, the town of Oakland's favorite restaurant. They're not going to have a line out the door, you know, just because. So it's like everybody's going to feel it. Everybody, you know, and with the politicians shutting shit down left and right, what are you going to do?
Well, we're wide open. We have a mask. It's not a mandate, but the city says, hey, don't be a dipshit. Just wear a fucking mask, okay?
Right.
Because, you know, I mean, I can't tell you how many people over the last month have reached out to me, called me, scared for me and my family because, oh my gosh, South Dakota, it's so bad, so bad. It wasn't bad. I'm telling you right now, I live here. It wasn't bad. I know some people who got it. They got it. Yeah. And let's tell the truth about how people are getting it. They're not getting it because they're going to a cafe to get a cup of coffee and sit outside and chat with a friend and bum a cigarette off of somebody. They're getting it from their family members. They're getting it. So in the case, every case that I've heard, so-and-so went here and then infected their entire family. You know?
Yep.
And that's how it's happening because, and the thing that is kind of crazy, like if you go to rt.live, so that's the website that my wife checks religiously. It's the COVID website, rt.live. So RT is the rate of transmission. That's what that stands for. And so if you look at it, I'm looking at it right now. Oregon is off the fucking chart. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, everybody has it in Oregon right now, and they're going to get it again tomorrow, apparently. But if you look at the bottom states, so like I said, so for last week we were number 1. This week I misspoke. We're number 3. Iowa, our neighbor. North Dakota, our neighbor. And then South Dakota. So we're all right in the same extremely low, under 1% rate of transmission. So that means we're safe. We're cool. We're good. You hear it on the fucking media, and you would think that there's bodies piling up in the fucking cornfields. And I'm telling people, like, yo, be cool, be safe, wear a mask. It ain't bad. Like, live your fucking life. And people from California I'm trying to get people, because we're, I don't think I've announced it on the podcast, and I really don't want to use the podcast for the platform, but I'm trying to get people to come out this winter for another business that I'm doing. And no one will come out. Every single one of them. I'm terrified of traveling. And then if I did, I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks when I got back. What the fuck kind of horseshit is that? Are you an American? Are you free? Because last time I checked, we fought a civil war for that shit. They can't tell us fucking what to do. They don't own you. Here's the thing. My last point about COVID is that the man, right? The proverbial man, government, the man, kneeled on one motherfucker's neck in Minnesota, and the whole country caught on fire. Right now, the government is kneeling on hundreds of millions of Americans' necks, and nobody is doing shit.
Nobody's saying anything.
I don't know.
Nobody. All right.
I mean, I'm so sad when I see it from California and from Oregon, because I lived in Oregon too, and I have a lot of friends and family there, and Washington, the same thing.
Hey, some police chiefs are saying they're not even going to enforce this bullshit. That we're just, don't worry about it. I'm not going to enforce this law. All the whole riot act. And I was like, I think you should be, you don't, if you want to say, well, I don't have to wear a mask, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you don't, fine, but you should. And if you go into the store, why the fuck are you mad about that? See, that's what that's where I'm lost at.
Yeah, agreed.
That is where I'm completely lost. Because even if you try to get psychic with them and all that, you're like, motherfuckers, we're just repeated history. Because you had the Spanish flu and they asked you to wear a mask and they didn't, and it showed. Now, here they're asking you to wear a mask, and da-da-da-da. And it's just like, you go through all the steps. It's like, I know, man, but guess what? Where's the fuck? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, and we can talk about some of that too. The thing about, here's the thing, because everyone's saying, the Spanish flu this, the Spanish flu that. The Spanish flu killed young, healthy people. The Spanish flu did not kill old people. It did not kill children. And that's the other thing. Why the fuck is New York closing their schools when it's been proven scientifically schools are not transmitting the virus? They are not. So, and we've talked about it ad nauseum, and I really apologize, listeners, but like, schools are like, for some kids, the only place where they can eat a fucking meal, where they can get away from their chain smoking, abusive dad or whatever. Like, we need to keep the health of these kids. I was listening to this podcast. It's from kind of a friend of a friend. I think it's his sister or his wife. I'm not sure. If you're listening, I'm sorry. I don't mean that to imply that you're fucking your sister and she's your wife. But I don't know the relationship between you and this other woman.
And you're a friend of a friend of a friend.
She was talking. She's from Oakland, and she was talking about one of her kids, and it's just so heartbreaking about the Zoom learning. Like, listening to her kid just went into a spiral of fucking hell. And
how old was he?
I want to say he was 7.
7, yeah.
7, 10, maybe somewhere in that range. But like, dude, like, what are we doing to our kids with this? Like, we're fucking them up. We're fucking them up. Like another, I hate to be a broken record, but I take my kids to school every morning. I drop them off. My wife goes to work. I come home and work from home. Like I just, because I saw it with my own kids. Like with my oldest doing his kindergarten classes on Zoom. Like
that's vicious. That's vicious. Yeah, that I know. I mean, I can see it, and I'm on the and I know that it's the social aspect, every part of it, and then when I talk to my kids, and they're like, oh, well, at times they wish they were back in, and at other times they're like, but I have it differently because they're all older. They're all like,
they're older.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm pointing out. Is like, those are the things that motherfuckers need to step back on.
Yeah.
Fucking, think about it. Because I'm like, if you're really that worried, then you need to start putting people on this day or that day. Make the seniors, go every day to school, but bring the juniors in for whatever, whatever. But I said you can break it up fucking that way. I mean, really, but for us, again, it's not, so much for us because they're, like I said, they're older. They're all, like I said, somebody graduating, to go to college this year. The other two, right behind. So, I mean, it's kind of like I don't really have to get on them like you would, to do their work. I mean, they do miss some of the shit. I mean, but yeah, I mean, they do. They're kids. It's fucking, but like I said, for me, it's just like, it's like, damn it, if they were younger, I know it would. I'd be throwing fucking phone books out the window.
And those are the kids, the older kids, they're a little bit more flexible. They know how to type, right? Younger kids don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
They're more comfortable with screens. They're more able to, hopefully, navigate spaces from screen to personal interaction and whatnot. But when was the last time that any of our kids were slammed into a locker and called pussy?
Damn. I know, shit.
When was the last time somebody stole your lunch? Like, these are things that are important too.
The little, the social hierarchy of the last
pecking order. The first day of school. So when my kid went to kindergarten, the first day of school, I got a call from the principal that he punched 3 kids.
Damn.
And I was like, they're working it out. That's what I told the principal. I was like, they're working it out. And he's like, well, we're going to monitor it. And yada, yada, yada. And I was like, nah, they're going to work it out. And then the next day, the teacher calls me, said he punched 1 kid. And I was like, they're working it out. They're working it out.
Yeah.
And then the whole week, he punched somebody every day of the week. The next week, he didn't punch anybody because everybody knew. Everybody knew the hierarchy. I don't know where he landed in the hierarchy, but everybody knew the hierarchy on the next week. So that's just what kids do. Like, you need to be able to do, like.
Yeah, you know how to be social. I mean, like, actually, like we said, the hierarchy, the social atmosphere, to be able to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, but when someone flexes on you, what do? You just turn off your Zoom meeting? No, you flex back.
I was like, what? No.
But these are important. Those are the skills. Like, people always say, like, well, I learned this in school, but what is this good in real life? What's good that help you in real life is learning what happens when someone tries to roll up on you. Those are life lessons that will. I don't care if you go out to be a lawyer or a doctor or you're digging ditches for the city. If you know how to act when someone rolls up on you, you're going to be a successful person.
Yeah, you're going to know exactly.
If you will and cower, fuck, man, your road is a hard road. And I know because I was a wilter and a cowerer, like I was the loser.
A lot of us started out that way.
But you get shoved into enough lockers, you get your ass kicked enough times. You have to make a decision.
Exactly. And as they say, well, you can go down fighting. I'm like, well, hey, shit, I'm fighting. I'm coming up behind you.
Old Lou will throw his cane at you.
Shit, man. Motherfuckers told me, I said, shit. They were like, hey, I thought, oh, motherfucker, no. Oh, I only got one move. It's called to live. That's it. Whatever it takes, I will hold back in my hand. I will not give a fuck.
And then what happened after that? Then the cops came. Were you still in the middle of the street laying down? After you threw your cane at that motherfucker?
No. Yeah. He said, oh, yeah, he threw my cane up the street. Oh. And I remember as soon as he threw it, it just landed. And I just like turned around, fucked it. And we just started hitting it. And we ended up trying against this garage. And next thing you know, the cops were there with the guns out. I was right there in Lakeview.
Lakeview.
Oh, down the street. Yeah, down the street, Lakeview there. And I had a hold of his throat. I remember that too because the cops came up there, had the guns drawn. And they're like, all right, stop. And then so he stopped. And next thing you know, you actually hear him start to gasp for air. Because I still had my hand on his throat. They're like, let him go. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
My bad.
And then, yeah, I was like, and they're like, what the fuck's going on there? And then, we talked our way out of it. Oh, it's Veterans Day. We're all just,
we're
just
all drunk as shit.
Yeah. We were trying to get into our other buddy's house who. Oh, God, that shit was so hilarious. Oh, they let us go.
I think you should let everybody know what is your Veterans Day tradition, old Lou.
I just sit here now and make ribs and get drunk.
His Veterans Day tradition is to get so drunk that you can fold him up into various poses. He's like Weekend at Bernie's. That's how drunk old Lou gets. One year you were upside down in a love seat. And we were taking pictures of you with cats on your face, cats' butts on your face, us mooning you. I don't think any dicks came out, but I wouldn't be surprised because the rest of us were drinking too.
That's when the cameras went off, and maybe somehow all that footage got lost because of that.
Man, I wonder if I still have that. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have those pictures, my wife has those pictures. She was the one taking the pictures.
Oh, nice.
We are going to post some of those pictures on Hanging with Lou. We're at Hanging with Old Lou on Instagram, Twitter, though we're never there, so don't bother, and Facebook, and hangingwitholdlou@gmail.com, hangingwitholdlou.com as well. It's been a minute since I updated the website. Since we went to this new format, I need to do that, but I will. I hope. I'm a little busy right now. I'm constantly exhausted.
Oh, I know. I see what you've been going with. Congrats on that, and keep up the good work, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's going well. I've already got things going.
I saw.
Got a lot of interest. So
keep that going, goddamn.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're excited, but. So, hey, one thing I wanted to talk about, speaking of Instagram, I posted right before we got on this, right before we started recording a podcast, that fucking silver monolith found in the middle of nowhere, Utah. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, the ones that are getting all over. You didn't see the one that I put up with the meme of it?
I did. And I like that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, because
I put the one of us. So our pose where you have a
yeah,
glass of whiskey and are smiling like an idiot, and I'm drinking tea. That one I just put over everything. I just put it over everything because it's so fucking hilarious. Every time I see it, I'm making it and I'm dying laughing. We got a lot of interest from our Gavin Newsom one that we did earlier today or earlier this week. You know,
everybody, people are coming out the woodworks we hadn't even heard in a while.
I mean, it's just so funny because, like, why not do something? Why not say something? Go protest. What the fuck? Like, hey, Gavin, we're wearing a mask. You said this shutdown was going to last 2 weeks. We're into fucking December, motherfucker. This is almost a year. This fucking thing has almost lasted a fucking year.
Yeah, and it's about to hit it.
And now I'm going to start ranting again. So you can fast forward about 5 minutes and I'll be done. Is that they said we need to shelter in place to allow our hospitals to get the capacity to treat these people. Hey, cool.
Right.
We'll do that. You know, like, we're Americans. Let's bond together. Let's do it. How many fucking hospitals were built? How many new beds were put in? How many incentives for doctors, for kids still in college to become doctors? Nothing. Nothing was done.
Nada. Hey, man, you know, I hear you.
We're very rapidly becoming a country where the politicians say something and we're just like, suck a dick. You know, we're like in Monty Python's the Holy Grail. Remember the French people up on top of the castle? That's our relationship with politicians right now. Your father was a goat and your mother smelt of elderberries?
Yeah,
I fought in your general direction.
Wait, what? Oh, shit. Oh, please.
Like, do you want to join our crusade? And the politicians are like, I fart in your general direction. Go fuck yourself, people. You fucking dipshits. Oh, man, dude. It's... Anyway, the monolith, I was a little busy this week, so I didn't get to look into it until today. That's some fucking kind of spooky shit.
That it just keeps popping up out of nowhere?
Well, so here's the thing. So, and I want to talk about Trump, too, and the election shit. So there is a article. Where did I see it?
Trump.
I think it's from... Let me see. So it's from CNN, and it says, police declined to look into to file any charges or to investigate the monolith, and they're like, because it was placed illegally on publicly owned land, and it's like, motherfucker, do the aliens give a fuck about BLM?
They don't. They don't give a flying fuck.
And when I say BLM, I'm talking Bureau of Land Management, the original BLM.
People are about to go off.
Well, wait a second.
Okay.
Oops, where's my finger? Black Lives Matter. You can't get me. Tag, you're in.
You can't look, find me.
But I mean, realistically, what the fuck was that? Like, this isn't some performance artist who just like happened to put it in the middle of nowhere, Utah, right?
Right. I mean, and it's like, don't you think by now people are like looking for this shit? I mean, but you just don't know what it is to do it.
This is the creepy part about it, is that So people were camped out nearby. So on the Friday, they're camped out nearby. Sorry, I keep adjusting my camera because I'm trying to get comfy here, and comfort to a man of my age is paramount. And if you're only listening to this, why aren't you watching it on YouTube? That would be real, and subscribing to our channel, because, quite frankly, I don't. We need you, motherfucker. I need to create 1,000 email addresses to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
My kids were like, "Why don't you just do that?" I looked at it. Oh my God.
Hey, that's a good job for you when you're
doing nothing,
I was like, but fiddling your dick. Yeah. Just create old Lou 01 at gmail.com. Old Lou 02 at gmail, and do that for 1,000, and then we're good. We can live stream.
One of those are already taken.
But
yeah,
it's somebody. So people were camped nearby, and it disappeared in the middle of the fucking night. So Saturday, they went to bed. It was up Friday night. Saturday morning, they wake up, and it's gone.
And who are these people? Could they be the ones that took it down?
You know what? It's, hey man, you're playing 3D chess. That could be it. They could be lying to us, like they're like QAnon, man. They're like just making shit up and then doing the shit that they're saying QAnon is doing.
It's here, it's done. See, someone's doing it, and you're right. Someone is. They do, you fucking bastard.
Yeah. I mean, hey, let me ask you. Well, no, go on, and I'll ask you in a little bit.
Oh no, it just flew away. So what were you saying?
So I've lost quite a few family members and older friends to QAnon. Have you experienced the same thing?
No, not yet.
Nobody that you know is super into QAnon?
Not super in, but sometimes floats in their shit. Yeah, sometimes not float, but just he has said, some of the things, like, well, you can look, sometimes
just look into it.
They're not wrong. What?
I've lost some friends and family members to QAnon. Like, I just can't. You can't even talk to them. You can't, like, it's a cult where everything is wrong. Like, everything is false unless you say it's not. Like the QAnon says it's not. It's like,
everything's a cult except them, I mean, it's
exactly,
like,
and that's exactly how a cult operates. Like Jim Jones is the only one who has the knowledge. Let's drink this Kool-Aid real quick, because it's kind of crazy to see, like, good, decent people fall into this trap. But like, this is the dystopian world that these politicians who are saying, don't go anywhere, stay at home, wear a mask. Meanwhile, I'm going to go have a party and have a bunch of people over and go maskless, or I'm going to jet off to Hawaii when I told you to shut the fuck up and stay in your fucking house. Then people look for these. Well, the governor of fucking Oregon. Oregon's the worst fucking state in the union for this shit. She's like, go fuck yourself, stay at home. Meanwhile, she travels to Mississippi.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's these motherfuckers. But see, but you're right. And those people that are coming out of the way from QAnon, they're that other, like, crazy where you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you're trying to tell, and
dude,
you always.
I've had very close family members tell me crazy shit. Like, I know, Joshua, I know what's going to happen. How do you know? I saw it on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, then that's not going to happen because YouTube is a bunch of horseshit. Yeah. No, a civil war is coming. And I'm like, I've got young kids, so I hope for your sake that's not true. Because you're going to see someone get a little nuts. because I live in a state where I can just go buy as many guns as I want, as often as I want.
Exactly.
And I know how to use them.
Oh, I know how to hit a moving target. See, that's what you start saying that much. You know? It's like I know how to use it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so do I. Put it anywhere
that's
and
why.
shoot that much.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
why I
know
gotta.
how to hit a moving target.
Well, see, the thing is, that's why I have a dog. The dog will get you. My dog will
Hey,
get
you
you.
know, yeah. That's why hey, I always
I
tell
don't.
everybody,
I don't even
dog, that's
draw a
what you get.
weapon.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
step to me. My dog will
hey,
get
if
you.
I do need to, yeah, my dog is supposed to hold your ass up while I get, you know. I mean, it's
Well, I
here in
get my
California.
hands around your neck.
Yeah, because here in California, you know, they got all them crazy rules about how your gun has to be
Yeah,
locked up. You know, so that's why I got that dog. I said, well, besides, you know, a dog can turn a corner. I mean, you
yeah,
know, so,
yeah. Fuck the
but yeah,
bullshit.
you're right.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So the dog stops, lets me know, and he's chewing your ass out while I'm getting my weapon, and then I'm just coming in there. You know, I mean, that's, you know, and I remember a couple times, especially with Masai, you know, choose, and I remember people would be like,
so
you know,
Masai was a very large, very intimidating Rottweiler
very,
that
very,
Obu owned when he was younger, still fat
very,
and retarded, but
oh, still fat, but oh yeah. And I remember people would say, you know, well, you know, that dog, you know, if somebody breaks into your house, you know, like, well, yeah, this big ass dog. 'Cause I wouldn't always lock my front door. And I'm like, yeah, if this big fucking dog, I'm like, yeah, you know, God bless you if you get through her, you know, and then that's done, you know, and they're like, you're treating your dog so badly, you know, what if they come and shoot the dog? I looked at him, I'm like, I love my pets, but that's kind of what's supposed to happen. Is
yeah,
the dog gets
that's her job is to take the
yeah,
bullet.
yeah. I mean, that's my secret service right there. You know, I mean, just because you see a leash, she's just the right amount of difference to come back and take a bullet for me, or come and get your ass, or you stay away from me. So
Yeah,
I mean, I remember just like the look on this woman's face, and I couldn't understand. I'm like, look at that fucking dog.
yeah.
I
That
mean,
you see some of the dogs like, your Rots, your Pits, your Dobermans, your Shepherds,
hmm
um, all those kinds of and then there's all those other weird breeds that are just for like killing people.
yeah, yeah, those,
Like
yeah,
dogs that like
the
maul
one,
people and
yeah, that
like
have like human
why
muscles.
do you think those dogs exist? What do you think their
hmm
purpose is? Why do you
Yeah.
think police use them? It's not
Thank
because
you.
they want to snuggle with them. It's because those things will
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
I
and I
mean,
even I would tell people about Rottweilers, you know, because they'll be like, well, you know, pits have locked jaws and they're strong. And I was like, no, actually, pound for pound, pressure wise, Rottweilers have some of the strongest jaws, even more so than pits. And I'm like, those big motherfucking things. I mean, like, that's, you know, what you fucking need, not no little yipe, yipe little dog. Oh,
so if you had a pit or a rot or whatever, and it
mm,
had a hold of somebody, or you came upon, let's say this hypothetically.
mm.
And by the way, thank you for not complimenting me on my very nice glasses. If you're
Oh,
just
oh,
listening to this at home, you can see my beautiful, what are they? Scott
they're,
Harris glasses. They look quite
yeah,
dashing on me. I have to say that right now I'm looking quite handsome.
well, I'm going to say that, yes, I can see you in your glasses. They look kind of. I'm not liking the haircut, you know, the glasses now, but the haircut not so much. But
What? My hair
also,
looks luxurious. What are you talking about?
oh no, oh no, no, no. But also
Man,
for
my hair
me,
looks amazing today.
my screen's been frozen for the last 20 minutes.
All right. Well,
You get my audio. That's why I'm like sitting here going, yeah, damn, because you know if we, you know, everybody, you know, if you're new to the show or you're listening, you realize that Olu has some shitty shit, you know, equipment. So I
I was
can't
going to
really.
compliment you on your video. At least looks good today. you need new
Oh,
earbuds because yeah, it looks
oh,
totally fine. But your earbuds like they turn on after you speak and then they hear they say the next thing. So if you go I don't get that, I hear the so anyway, so I hear that part. But
got to work on.
I got new glasses. So these are called computer glasses. So these are glasses from like they're not reading glasses or bifocals, basically stuff to make me fucking a slave to the screen.
I was gonna say, so now it deflects what certain light or something from the
No, no,
fucking.
no. It's they're kind of like reading glasses, basically, but they're
Oh,
like
okay.
um, they
True.
call them computer glasses. Who the fuck knows? They just probably told me that to make me feel better instead of an old ass piece of shit. But check out these babies. So I get 2 pairs of free glasses from my company. Thank you, gigantic tech firm in Silicon Valley.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, look at these
Oh,
Ray-Bans stepping
they're
out.
looking at. Oh,
That's what
that
I'm
they're looking.
talking about.
At.
But I
Oh,
can't see you as well, so I'm going to put my other glasses back on.
but that's okay, 'cause remember again,
Look at, I mean,
my phone's been sitting
these
here
are
frozen.
dope glasses. I think that you would like these glasses too. You love Ray-Bans. I love
Oh, yes,
Ray-Bans. The only thing
yes,
about
yes.
Ray-Bans is that for me, it's hard to wear a hat with Ray-Bans.
Ooh, yeah. Well, but I'm not more of the traditional old style, kind of rims of
Yeah,
the Ray
yeah,
Bans. I like more of the square ones that they've come out with lately. So those ones,
yeah.
you can't
But
wear. But yes, yes, that
that's
I
why I
hear
have
that those.
my aviators are for when I'm wearing a hat. If I'm wearing my aviators, you know I got a hat in my plans.
You know,
I mean those the really nice glasses that I have that are all glass and like really like dolomite plastic and all that. They're so heavy. Like I'll wear those too, but that means that I'm coming and going. Like I ain't gonna hang out with you for very long because those glasses are heavy and they hurt my nose.
these are just for style points, baby. I'm about to head
But
the fuck home.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I wear those and I'm like, I'm stepping out. If I'm wearing those tortoiseshell glasses, I'm stepping out. I'm letting you know, hey, I'm swinging a big dick and I'm not afraid to use
Yeah,
it.
I'm not exactly. So I'm going out. I ain't gonna be at one place too long either. Just hey, he says super flies out tonight, got
You know it. You know it.
you. Oh shit!
But
I
this is what I think about the monolith. Going back to the monolith,
oh the monolith. That's right.
is that I think it was BLM. So it was who was it that was doing? Let me look here.
It was the
It was wildlife biologists, but I think that they worked for the government.
land Bureau of Land and Management.
Yeah, BLM. That's one of the things why I really like in the beginning of the other BLM, I was really irritated because us hunters and fishermen, we always say, "Oh, that's BLM land. That's BLM, BLM, BLM,"
Right.
and then it's like BLM. Like I would hashtag things in a post like BLM, and they're like, "What do you mean you're for rioting, or why aren't you for Black Lives Matter?" It's like, no, BLM means Bureau of Land Management. They are
Yeah.
the largest land holder in the country. This is our as Americans, this is our birthright. These are lands. I mean, remember those motherfuckers from Oregon who like got guns and shit and like took over the BLM land?
Or whatever the Bundy or whatever. Yeah.
Bundy's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They were
That was
showing that shit not too long ago, and it was just funny because they were showing how like all these people were saying how government shouldn't overreach and da 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 da, da. And now those same people, it was like flip flopping. The shit was hilarious
yeah.
because it showed
Well,
everybody on. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, I remember the Bundys. Yeah, yeah. They drew
you
down.
Yeah. Did they get shot? No.
No,
You
it was
know,
some other guy that was connected with.
yeah. I mean, part of me, like I really feel like what happened. I think it was in the very early '70s with the Black Panthers when they marched on Sacramento with fucking
Ooh.
shotguns and rifles and whatever they had. You know,
Yeah, I think that was 60s, but yeah. No, yeah, that's
when they
people
did
talk
that,
about that.
fuck the police, kill the pigs, all that. Like, if you want to get a motherfucker's attention, you step to that. I don't want to see, but I don't want to encourage black people to do that because I don't want to see them get shot like that. Like a white dude can show up at Walmart with a fucking AR. God damn, if you're a black dude and you show up at Walmart with an AR, I really feel like you're suicidal.
Shit,
But
supposedly he
like,
got down a motherfucker flag cops down and got paid for it. He flagged them down just recently to fucking, tell them there's an accident. And he got paid.
this is the thing, and this is the thing, right? Is that we need to deal with that shit. Like that should not be happening. Like we need to come correct on that shit. These people from disadvantaged communities, like we all agree, right? We all fucking agree
Yes,
that there's some
yes.
there's some systemic injustices. Let's fucking deal with that. Let's deal with that.
Right.
Let's
Mm.
the thing about like there's this woman who I really admire, and I think she has a great mind as a good thinker, and she's talking about her. So she lives in Portland, and she went out. Everywhere in Oregon besides Portland is a red area, right? Red meaning Republican. And she's like, I don't get it. I'm in like ranch land. So Oregon, in the eastern part, is very flat. It's ranch land. It's where you get potatoes and cows, basically.
You ran.
And
Yeah.
she was like, well, I don't get it. I see Trump signs everywhere. Why are these hardworking people? First of all, don't like look down at someone like by saying, oh, hardworking. Go fuck yourself. But like, why would they go for Trump, who obviously hasn't held a tool in his life? And It's like, look, I live in a place where I see not anymore. Everyone pretty much in my area, South Dakota, has conceded the fact that Trump has lost and all the flags have come down. But before the election, there were plenty. There are equal amounts, but there were plenty for Trump.
Yeah.
Why do they like Trump? Because they think slightly differently about the issues that we all agree on, right? I want to live. Lou wants to live. We want our families to live healthy and happy with minimal intrusion from government. Now, how we do that, we can differ on, right? I agree.
Exactly.
Trump's a fucking asshole. He's a dipshit. But I see why people vote for him, and I don't disagree with their reasoning. I just disagree with their choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's the same way, and I tell people that's exactly what I tell them. I'm just, I'm not telling you this and that and who's better or whatever. I'm just telling you voted for the wrong person. Just because he worked so hard on one end that you think he did, he still, if you do, and I try and tell people this one thing, I was like, there's more to just financial gain to being president. That's the problem, and a lot of people start to say,
holler at Bill Clinton, man, making $500,000 to talk for an hour to Goldman Sachs,
right,
and then go fly on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane to fuck Island and rape girls. But there's a little more to the presidency than that, but not much.
Not much, but again, what I'm saying is he kept touting, the stock market this, the stock market that, and everybody's like, yes, 401k. I kept saying, yes, that's a good thing, but there's other things, as in uniting the country, work structure, and that's the shit that didn't get done. And as much as like I keep telling them,
well, that's why he didn't get reelected. He offered no olive branch, no solace to the other half of the country. And instead, he continued to piss off the people that support him in the first place. That's why he's not elected. But let me get your take on what's going on right now. Like, he's not conceding the election. He's saying widespread fraud in Georgia. Who cares? Even if he won Georgia, he still lost, right?
Well, yeah. And
What's
I
your
think
opinion on that?
well, I think he's just keeping the flim flam machine going. I mean, first of all, okay, there's a lot of things that people, well, he can run in 2024. I said, that motherfucker is not going to run. That's
Oh, he
another
will
four.
run.
Oh, he will not run. That motherfucker already is going, what is he, 74, 75 now? I mean, he's
Yeah.
bitching about how old, what's his name is. And that's when the hypocrisy starts to. But anyway, what I'm saying is he's not. What he's doing is filling his fucking pocket. That's what
It's
he's
filling
doing.
his what?
That's what, his fucking pockets. That's what he's doing. He's
Well, that's
making this
what he's been doing
offer.
since 2016.
Oh, but the thing is, it's just so blatantly. I mean, it's just like you're looking at people going, look, he's not going to win. He's so as much as telling you he's not going to win. And if you read the fine print, it says that, only 25% is going to go to my fucking, lawyers. I fight against this. And this is going to the
Oh,
super.
you mean with his donations and stuff?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
He's grifting dumb shits.
He is. And nobody on the Republican side or anybody from his base is nobody's calling him. So
Well,
I mean,
that's a definite problem, right?
yes, that is like there's no reason for me to say anything to Biden. He's not president elect. Da da da. And it's like okay, and it's like you want to pull him in, and he's like, I know what you're trying to say, the letter of the law, but here is you in 2016 calling President Trump president elect 2 days after the fucking election. So I mean, where you're looking at him and say, okay, look, you know that what you're doing is wrong. You're perpetrating this. You're getting this one base more divided and against not only the Democrats, but you're getting that base divided within itself.
Yeah.
I mean, and didn't Trump say that he was gonna, if he'd do anything, he'd run the fucking Republican Party? And he said it I think years ago. I mean, before he even ran. And it's funny. It's like because he did. You think he didn't because he won the president, but I don't think it. I think he did it because look at his face. Look at who he's. How I mean, how can you say it's a rigged election? You shouldn't vote. Da da da. But vote. I mean that.
Well, that was his undoing. I mean, between COVID, his COVID response,
Yep.
everybody in the country knows someone who has COVID. It's like everyone in the country knows someone who is gay. Let them live their lives.
Yeah.
Everybody in the country knows someone who has COVID. And everybody in the country knows how poorly the government has responded. I'm going to say this. I was talking with my wife the other day because, yes, listeners, I rant about COVID pretty much every day. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. But and I really apologize. You can send us hate mail on our Instagram or Gmail or whatever. But this is the thing.
Uh-huh.
If we had elected Hillary, she would have been ousted too, because she wouldn't have dealt with this well. We'd have Trump right now. Trump would be president-elect.
Yeah,
no president would have survived this. I won't say no president. I would say none of the dipshits that we or the DNC or the RNC put up for us to vote for. That's the thing. It's like there's a smart dude, Andrew Yang. He has some really great ideas, all that shit. Mayor Pete, what's her name from Minnesota who let the cop go? There's a fucking Bernie. There's a lot of people with really good ideas.
Kasich, is it Kasich the one-time Ohio governor? He's fucking
John
pretty
Kasich?
good.
Yeah. I voted for him in the was that the Kerry Bush election?
Oh, I can see that. No, I like some of the views that he's saying.
You know that
I,
he's survived assassination 7 times?
what?
That's some ninja shit right there. Man, I got people
God,
coming to kill me, and I just brush that shit off.
7 times. What did the motherfucker do? Was he skipping on the book?
No, he's just legit. He's legit as they come, and
Yeah,
he ain't faking it like fucking Jay-Z. He's balling out of control.
I heard
Like
that. If
I
he's
don't,
getting
man. How many times did Biggie survive? None
none,
times. They
uh-uh.
got his ass on the first try. Man, even
It's
Tupac got shot at a bunch of times.
on the
Come on now,
or
West
yes.
Coast.
Oh yes, every time. He kept dodging. He kept getting hit, but they finally got that motherfucker. They said, "Oh
Yeah.
no, we're gonna keep."
No, you got to come correct. Would they shoot the car like 164 times?
And but wasn't he shot when he went to fucking prison that time or something like shot by the
he
cops or some
he
shit
was
like
shot.
that?
He got shot for jaywalking in Oakland.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like Tupac, boy, they had to really, they like you said, they had to riddle the car with bullets. 100.
What was that movie where like you were supposed to die but you didn't die?
Uh,
Remember it was like it was like a teen movie where
oh, and then she keeps
Final
waking up the next
Destination,
time.
Final
Oh,
Destination,
okay, right. Oh, the
and
very
they're
first
like,
one. That,
"Oh, we dodged a bullet," but now it's like death is coming for you at every step.
exactly. Oh, you want to play that game? Now I got to touch you like that.
That's
Oh,
how Pac lived thug life.
he
Fucking,
was.
that's how
Hey,
I
so
roll, thug life.
side, yep. Look to the end, goddamn it. Shit.
Black Lives Matter. Behind
Hey,
me,
matter hard, matter hard.
this way.
What's funny too is I was gonna say this. My screen's still frozen, but it's frozen in a way that you can see the Black Lives Matter right behind you.
Hey man, Black lives do matter. I fully embrace that rhetoric. I just think that like maybe we shouldn't burn things, hurt
I know.
people,
Yep.
or
Yep.
scream at other people because they believe something different. That's
No.
what. That's my only qualm with the movement. Black Lives Matter. Do I? Black Lives Matter as a concept, I believe it 100%, and I try to practice it in my daily life. But the
Right.
movement of Black Lives Matter, I just don't support it. Like, I have a Black Lives Matter T-shirt that I was wearing a bunch over the summer,
Right.
and then I was like, you know what? I had a couple conversations with people, had a couple conversations with you, and I was like, I just this is putting out a message that I don't believe in. You know,
Yeah.
when you see someone wearing a Black Lives Matter, like if you just said to me, "Hey man, do Black Lives Matter?" Yes, of course they do. Or you said to anyone, "Do Black Lives Matter?" Yes, they do. But then the movement itself has become this kind of lightning rod because they're fucking up. You
Yeah.
know, like the shit in Portland is fucking up. Like burning Wisconsin is fucking up.
All
Like,
of that.
you know, saying there's some people in Black Lives Matter, they're saying Martin Luther King was a white apologist. Like, what the fuck are you? How dare you?
Uh, I know exactly. That's what you look at. Like you're
He's the
right.
doctor.
He's
He's
getting hijacked. He said, "Doctor." No, I don't
well,
mean doctor.
his rhetoric, his mission. You know what he said is directly opposed to what BLM says.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, Black Lives Matter calls for the abolition of the nuclear family. What the fuck are you?
Mm.
That's the number one problem in the black community.
Yeah. I mean, I know. And you just look at
It's
motherfuckers.
probably the
And you
number
try
one. To be fair, though, it's probably the number one problem in every community is girls and boys not being raised by moms and dads, or lesbian
just
moms and
right
dads and dads. Yeah,
motherfuckers with heads, straight heads. Goddamn. I mean, things just happen,
yeah,
and that's I mean, because sometimes you look at motherfuckers the way they act. I mean,
yeah.
it just even goes back to when my kids were little. some kid was fucking up and the parents were letting them do that, my kids would be looking at them, and I'd purposely, even if the parents standing loudly, you see that shit over there, you can't do that.
Oh,
That's
I
not.
do that all the time. I'm like, yo,
Uh-huh.
check out that shit right there, because that's 100% horse shit, and you do that, and then you're gonna get a foot in your ass. Or
Yeah.
I do the nice. So sometimes I'm good cop, sometimes I'm bad cop. The good cop says, "Look at that kid over there. Doesn't he look ridiculous?" And they're like,
Thank you.
yeah, that looks
Yeah.
pretty stupid. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
don't you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Now that one that's the one I kind of whisper to him, because then I'm like, you see that kid, da, 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 you know. But then
Oh, dude,
yeah.
this is a
But
thing
when you
that
have,
old Lou taught me, because I saw him do it with his kids, and then I did it with my kids. And I'll tell you what, that's some fucking gold right there. We just dropped a bunch of gold
there
on
you
your.
go. Shit, put it in the bank, goddammit. Tell you right now that you got to stop the shit right there, nip it in the bud, show them. I mean, that's the best example, is the motherfucker going crazy in the store.
Somebody fucking up, yeah.
Yep.
Just
Exactly.
anywhere, like you see him and you're like, grab your kid and like, look at that motherfucker. Look at that kid. Does that look like he's making good choices? No. Yeah. Don't do that shit. That shit's dumb.
Yeah.
Look at how he looks. Do you want to look like that? No. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Anyway,
Oh,
Lou,
Mike. Oh,
we're
sir,
at
we
an
at that time.
hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, shit.
If you
Nice.
want to wait for me to go downstairs and get some more vodka because I need it,
Oh,
you can.
we can
But
wait.
I think we can hang up because I have to also get some beer.
I heard that.
I think we've annoyed people enough for one day.
I was gonna say, because I'm gonna have to Irish up my coffee too. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, this has been episode 110. And
Oh, hey,
the only reason that this is what I tell my kids, speaking of parenting, the reason
all
why
right.
I yell is because I'm really invested in your future. So the reason why I'm yelling about all this shit, it's crazy, man. Like, I'm not saying like grab a gun and go to Sacramento, but I am saying grab a gun and go to Sacramento in your mind at least. Like,
in your mind.
I
In your
love
mind.
California so much. It's my home. It's everything to me. It's so good to me, and I hate to see. What's happening there is just.
Yeah.
It just makes me really mad. Like if you had like, say you lived in a house and you planted a tree, and then you hung a swing on that tree. Maybe you built your kids a tree house in that tree. Every year that tree would give you fruit and would feed you through the winter. And then you sold your house and some motherfucker chopped that fucking tree down and took it to the dump. There's nothing wrong with that tree. That tree is in the prime of its life. That
Nothing wrong with that.
Chopped that tree.
Yes.
And then he put up like one of those fucking weird statues that you buy in Chinatown. And not to say that just because it's Chinese, but there's a lot of weird statues in San Francisco Chinatown. Like elephants and dragons and what he put up a dragon statue and a bird feeder in that fucking. No, you'd be fucking pissed, and that's how I feel about California. That was my tree. My kids played there. It fed me. Remember the Shel Silverstein book, The Giving Tree?
Yes.
I mean, is there any bigger horror story, right, for kids? Here's a boy to man who has made. Speaking of boys to men making the worst choices of his life, even into his old age. Oh. And then at the end, all he has is a stump to sit on. And that's what's fucking going on in California, and I hate to see it. I love you all in California.
I'm sitting there. Damn, I just love it. Sun's out.
Hey, man, stay strong. Anyway, everybody. Lou, you know what
Yeah, I
they
guess
say.
we're gonna have to swear. They say suck a dick, get some ass, motherfuckers.
Go slap Gavin Newsom's ass.